Let's see if it's dun, 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 dun. Oh, bam, 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 bam. Oops. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. We back. Oh, there we go. There we go. 2610. That don't seem right. All right. There we go. Come on. Andrew. Okay. What up, Katra? The power went out, and then I had my modem and my Wi-Fi router is on battery backup, and I'm streaming from a laptop, and my camera's powered from my laptop. So when the power went out last stream, no storm, not a cloud in the sky, not a cloud in the sky, not even chemtrails. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, not a cloud in the sky. Power just went out. It's not even like really hot today. Like it's been in the up mid to upper 90s like every day. Current temperature. It's 82. Yeah, 59% humidity. It's not super hot. It's not like people are jamming their air conditioners on a lot. Apparently a storm went through while I was on vacation. Yeah, you guys had some storms there. There's a lot going on there in Illinois too. There's still flooding, and I think the Illinois governor just claimed a state of emergency. I think they don't want to ask Trump for help. Like I think they're so anti-Trump that they're not asking for help because they want to like prove that they don't need the federal government or something. It's so crazy. I was probably a gremlin. It's a bunch of them down here. Yeah, no, it's all right. There'll be more, Katra. Don't you worry about it. There will be more. Okay, let's see what's going on here on the internet. Let's see what's going on the internet. Democrats panic. Uh-oh. Stop fighting your tax. Supreme Court just accepted a property tax fight. Okay. Nothing. Illegal immigrants. Asian black divide. Florida family searches for Georgia. Florida family searches Georgia for missing woman. I remember when Madison had to declare a state of emergency for flooding. Yeah, better to. 107 earlier. Where are you at? We had some storms in Michigan, nothing but nothing frightening. It's in the 70s, man. Where are you at, y'all? Sick? 107. Jeez. Texas, yeah. Everything's bigger in Texas. Have you can get yourself a 110th grade home of the Oxpeckers shirt. This was one of my first shirts. I found it today, so I put it back. I put it on. Okay, let's see. War just made a light bulb that doesn't use electricity. Sam Shamoon. What came first, the galaxy or the black hole? What? Oh, I built a $30 air purifier, 800 students. Al Sharpton faces backlash. Everyone is armed. Yeah? Man, I better not move. I'll have to buy new pants. Oh, why is that not working? What's going on here? What's going on here? Okay, there we go. Oh, I wanted the close up. I wonder why it's cute. Oh, probably because the power outage earlier. I'm in black and white. Okay. Wiener jokes. Every type of tornado explained. Build a 2D sim. People don't know how good. Burning Man. That stuff's so crazy. Myself, what's up, Nicholas? Myself, my family and friends of the future. Myself and my family and friends of the future. Of the future. Of the future. Of the future. Top three worst presidents. Uh well, Biden is definitely way up there. Um uh Lyndon Johnson is way up there, and I'd say Carter, Jimmy Carter. I'd say they're like in even though I wasn't alive for Lyndon B. Johnson, just from what you learn, he seemed pretty freaking bad, especially as things age out. And it also depends, like if you're talking about overall general, like what happened with the country because of those presidents, yeah, probably. Let's see. 7-year-old drank lime juice in India. Yeah, yeah, I'll do it. Hawkfire. Yeah, yeah, okay. Franklin Delano. Yeah, well, yeah. Well, there's an argument for FDR being one of the top three worst. Okay, let's see. City of Phoenix. Cool. What? Solving the plastic waste problem. Rapper dismantles whistling diesel. High blood pressure, picric acid, coldest and quietest air conditioners ever. President Biden will go down as the worst. Yeah, yeah, it's unbelievable. Like with even even like keeping all of the wackadoo like Republican Democrat like hate wackadoo stuff out, not protecting the southern border. Number one, absolutely, like that's unforgivable. He had the power. He could have remade immigration policy in a way that allowed more migrants in without doing that. What up, Papa Bear? Well, we'll see. I think we'll probably see eventually. Investigating the cause of wildfire. He found this in a car wreck 27 years ago. Why people chase storms. Defying gravity with neodymium magnets. Testing Amazon camping stove with isopropyl alcohol. Cancel the debt. Secret hacker networks. Lizzo's putting weight back on. Lizzo's putting weight back on. I guess because now that she calls herself Skinny Lizzie, her last album sold like less than 4,000 copies or something the first week. To be fair, Biden could have been paid to act that way, so it's hard to hold him accountable. It's easy to persuade. Yeah. Listen, if you wanted to change the fundamental workings of a country and wanted plausible deniability, Alzheimer's dementia would be a great act. And like he doesn't ever have to do an interview again or anything. Why do we transpose the definition and ideology of human gender with human personality, resulting in autism? You don't think it was the other way around? You think that resulted in autism? You don't think it stems from it, Wes? You think autism was a result of that rather than that was a result of autism possible. I mean, we can talk about it. I think you had companies, corporations that, and I've talked about this number before, but the average person in America spends between $20,000 and $30,000 in a lifetime on medical care. The average trans patient, if living to 60, 70 years old, will spend 1.7 million. And I think that was enough to say, hey, we understand that autism cases are rising. We've got a lot more autistic people. We've now learned how their brains work better. How can we extract the most money from them as possible? And I think with the surgeries and the medical interventions that are needed, or I don't even think they're needed. If you're trans, you're trans. Why do you need the hormones? Why do you need the surgeries and so whatnot? So I think they knew that they could get a hell of a lot more money, and then if they could put it in as an ideology, a government ideology, then the government will pay for a lot of it. So these companies are just like, how can we get a bunch of money out of the government coffers into our accounts and not care about the wrecks that happen in the rain. And as an autistic, I find that offensive. I'm just glad men will finally be able to join the WNBA. That's happened. Brain damage from sexism. I mean, I agree. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if SA causes autism. If that's what you're saying, I mean, there's definitely a lot to be said about mental issues caused by especially childhood, young, very young adult essay, or very, or not even young adult, very like adolescent essay. Absolutely. Listen, absolutely. What up, John Goldbonny? I told that joke yesterday, John. How do you make a hormone? You don't pay her. Xerxes. So we've obtained the Casimir mechanism. Da, 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 da. Yeah, well, we've gotten to a point in society all around the world, it seems like, that every issue, every disaster, every problem, we have a company that says, or even a political party or a political sect that says, how can we extract as much wealth, how can we make as much money as possible off of this disaster, off this problem? What up, Lord Alcatraz? Okay, let's see. The macro wave. Styro Pyro. What up, Martin? Martin Martian. I was thinking about winning the Powerball. Any pointers? What was the freaking marketing? You can't win if you don't play. I don't play. I don't play. I mean, to win, bam, John Goldbonny, da, 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 da. For the constant entertainment. Thank you, sir. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, John. Thank you, brother. Black and white. Boom, 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 boom. Thank you, John. Going to get some dinner. Go get you some dinner, brother. I had eggs. I have hens. I have 8 hens, so I get fresh eggs every day. I decided to have eggs for dinner. Eggs and fresh baked sourdough bread with honey and butter. Amish freaking fatty butter. Good. And I cooked the eggs in tallow. Oh, yeah. Listen. If you don't want your eggs to stick, okay, don't go too hot. You want to go to about 3 is what I find. So to medium low, and I use tallow. I use more than you would expect, not just a light spray. I use a hunk of tallow, and then I whip my eggs, my eggs with a little bit of water, like a half a shot glass of water for every 3 eggs. And then when that hits that tallow, it acts like it's on a nonstick pan, and they get like the water starts to boil, so it fluffs up the eggs, and it looks like 5-star freaking 3 Michelin star restaurant. How much percent? I get to keep 55%. But I can get, if you want a gift, I've got Venmo, I got Cash App, I've got X Money, I've got PayPal. So if anyone feels generous, just let me know. We'll figure that out. I need all the help I can get. I heard they did a recall on blueberries. Seems like someone pooped in them. So there has been a huge problem with this, and the only people that said anything about it was not Reno, Nevada. Damn it, I can't remember the name. And I think it's Arkansas. Is it Arkansas? Arizona. Maybe it was Arizona. Arizona. Most of the lettuce from the United States comes from Arkansas, Arizona. And they said that we're going to see more and more of this parasite, this cryptosporisis parasite, diarrhea parasite, from during the border being unprotected, all the people that pooped and peed in our fields, and that got all blended up and into the soil and whatnot. Little turlet, brother. Grits consistency of potatoes. Morph your spirit animal, the aging cougar temptress. Star VRA. Reno 911. There used to be a government program that would check all this stuff. There used to be. I've had diarrhea for weeks, but not explosive. Thanks, Trump. Thanks, Obama. Okay, let's see. I'm researching brains. Yeah, good luck with curing prion disease. Okay. Wait a second. What? 5 hours ago. Are you sure the weather there's not ideal? We're going to... hold on. United States lettuce crop. Oh, United States lettuce. I'm gonna say Reno. Is it not? No, it's not Reno, Nevada. No. Hold on. I could have swore Arizona. Arizona is the winter lettuce capital of the United States. Yuma, Arizona is 90% of all American lettuce. 90%. From November to April. Head, leaf, and romaine varieties, hundreds of millions of dollars. So as a lot of people came across the border, yeah, they ain't no bathrooms out there. They were just crapping in the fields. Yeah, and it's like this was downplayed to try to be like, listen, guys, these people are coming for better lives. Understood. Then figure out a way to change the system. You got to keep us safe. That's supposed to be the number one charge of our government. That pisses me off. Oh, it pisses me off to no end. I freaking, I tell you what. Oops.
Try to get home before they close 395 down. Maybe due to...
I'm gonna go down to Mexico and Dookie in her taco fields.
What you're looking at right now, everybody's under...
Where'd you sales from? What? Try it one more time, Papa Bear.
Evacuation orders.
Holy crap.
You're gonna zoom out and look.
Oy vey. I think my arms are gonna fall off. Holiday skills are overrated. Skills are overrated. What up, little native mama?
Visibility's getting worse, but on the phone it doesn't look like it.
Stinks?
Really stinks.
He's like, no, that was me, honey. Sorry. It really stinks. Man, that's rough.
Oh, if you look up here ahead,
Oh, you can't even.
It is.
Yeah, you can't. I was looking at the power lines. They're like disappearing into the
before they close the
smoke.
highway down.
Oh gosh, it's nasty.
Ooh, it's strong, isn't it? Smoke is bad.
Damn. I meant, where did you say
The smoke is bad.
it was from? The lettuce. It was from Yuma, Arizona. Yuma, Yuma, Arizona. 90% of all American lettuce, November through April, comes from there. This is Reno, Nevada, just 5 hours ago. What up, Swaggy? Normal day in hell. Right. Smelling the sulfur burn.
Look at the visibility.
Yeah, you can't even see the power lines like more than one pole ahead. Jeez, man, rough stuff. Uh-oh. No. Uh-oh. Flash flood in the Mojave Desert. That's Moab. You won't believe it, but it's beautiful here. Up with eggs, down with taxes. I put garlic in my aquarium. No filter. Tracking tropical waves and dust. Let's see. I can see. I can see Yuma. Nowhere near Phoenix.
Meteorologist Jordan Patrick now. I know right now we're tracking the tropics, and we could have a depression as early as this upcoming week.
Yeah, one or even possibly two. The National Hurricane Center is still tracking 2 areas off in the Atlantic Basin. They've upped the forecast potential for both of them. And in fact, the one near Bermuda has now been dubbed Invest 95L because we are seeing better organization with that system. And a weak tropical depression is possible within the next 48 hours with this system as it continues to move towards the north before getting absorbed by a cold front and shot out towards the northern Atlantic. The other one that we're going to pay a little bit closer attention to is this robust tropical wave that's about to traverse its way off the West African coastline. The chances for formation have now been bumped up to 50% as of the National Hurricane Center over the next few days. And we do have a bit of a Goldilocks pattern as opposed to what we had been seeing with El Nino, with a lot of high-level wind shear. Starting to see a break of that wind shear right.
Hey, Mr. George! Mr. George!
And on top of that, we're seeing
doubling it up, Mr. George. Thank you, brother.
Development region in the tropical Atlantic.
Hit the like button.
So you notice not quite as deep, a little bit more fringe and dispersed. So
hit
it's
that
not
like
quite
button,
as
everybody.
dusty and dry for this system. Now here's Invest 95L, and there's a cold front that's going to be moving off the northeast coast by Monday afternoon. That's going to latch on.
We'll be having extremely warm winter this year, and next summer due to having the strongest El Nino since 1950. Rich, I truly hope I can make coffee in the morning on that.
It's going to be moving towards the west off the West African coastline.
How deep did you have to dig? Why didn't you just lay it? Why didn't you just lay the PEX on the surface? You're not gonna have any cold weather anytime soon. I mean, did you finish the ditch, or you still got a couple more days of digging to go? You said it was like 150 feet, right? Man, yeah, you better set your coffee. Does your coffee maker have a timer? Set it up now so it'll be ready for you in the morning.
It still is going to be dealing with dust, but it's not going to be quite as much as we had been seeing for
mine
much
doesn't.
of the
I
season
ain't
so
got
far.
no fancy stuff.
If it can withstand this dust and move just a little bit towards the northwest of the Cabo Verde Islands into that area with less wind shear, we do have conducive environmental conditions to get a tropical depression or possibly even a named storm by the end of next week. So the tropics definitely.
Oh, come on. That's freaking wackadoo. I wanted to see something interesting. The news. All right. Doc Rich navigating Britain's drought, insane new archaeological main bridge collapse update. Oh, we watched that the other day. Centuries old debt that's still paying interest. Oh, Haiti, maybe. FBA flying. What is that? Flying boats Mr. Palad.
Safety first.
There's a R3 Typhoon in the Pacific. Da, 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 da. What up, Mr. Palad? Look at the Spokane, Washington fires that burn over 1,000 buildings. Jeez, Fred, I'm not gonna lie. I approve this warm winter. I just got a boat. Oh, hey, always look on the bright side. I just set it up, set the brew time. God willing, I won't be away. Yes, for 6 a.m. Can you still shuck your corn? Let's see. She ain't gonna shuck her corn. She ain't a corn shucker. All right, let's see. What was I looking at? Look up Spokane, Washington. Spokane, Washington wildfires. Not images. Let's see. Let's see what I can find here. Let's see what I can find here. Look like a war zone. Wildfire information. Come on, load up. Fred, a boat is by each is a money hole with water and money pit sitting in your driveway. Hey, listen. I'm not gonna. I don't shit on nobody that has the money and gets the peace of mind that they get. My neighbor had boats, and he was just as broke as we were. Our houses were actually connected. He was the other side of our duplex. He enjoyed his boat so much. He'd go out there and work on the engine and just run it and run water. He had like these earmuff things that went over it that the hose water went through so he could run the motor dry. He tuned it, he added stuff to it, he polished it. He loved that freaking thing. And he would go out and enjoy, just sit out there. So I say, hey, I didn't know you were a woman. I stand corrected. Yeah, little native mama's a woman. She a woman. You can't. Oh, okay. Little native mama. Papa Bear's blind, so he can't see your profile picture. Yeah, congrats on the boat. No, he was talking. He was talking. No, he was talking. He was talking about little native mama. It's good. I got a deal. 170 foot, 28 inches deep. I have 20 feet to go. I'm trying to get the punishment done and over. I want to fight this crap anymore. I'm mean like that. All right, let's see what's going on here. Okay. Wildfire destroyed hundreds of homes in Spokane, Washington. People are returning home, and whether it's really safe. Brutal summer. I hate this stuff. Is there any pictures? No pictures. No pictures. Great. Okay. Trans tender. Okay, let's see. She doesn't have any water, Fred. So her water line, her water main, well, whatever you want to call it, from her meter to her house is severed underground. So she doesn't have any water for like a week, I think she said. So she's got to dig a new water line, put PEX in, because I'm guessing it was copper, or probably not copper. It was probably, like she said, it was 9 lines since 1937 under there. So I'm guessing it went to galvanized steel is what I'm guessing they probably used. I'm blind and voiceover read your scran there. Yeah, it says Lil Native Mama. At least that's the way I read it. Oh, and the A in native is a 4. So it's not going to read it right for you, Papa Bear. I want to see the video of all the burns. Okay, we'll try to find it. Hold on. 3 or 4 years, there's been Maui fires. They still haven't rebuilt one single thing. No, they're freaking bunch of wackadoos. They're a bunch of wackadoos. Same thing with the Palisades. That all burned down, and they're like, oh, we're going to build freaking low-income housing for the freaking... They're going to get it built and not fill them. Look, there's more empty space available. There's a lot of empty business sky rises and office buildings, stuff like that. They could have housed everybody. They could have housed everybody. There's no need for anybody in California to be in a tent. They could just be like, yeah, this is your spot. Don't burn it down. So yeah, there's if the only reason we have problems in America is because people want problems. There's no need for anybody to be on the streets. We probably should really use your phone, especially
Rising
coming from people with
temperatures
blind friends couldn't do it.
in Washington are
Digging a whole
complicating the
damn ditch.
wildfire response. Dry heat reaching the 90s can fuel the flames. Tens of thousands of people remain under evacuation orders. The fires have destroyed more than 700 buildings, many of them homes. CBS News national correspondent Chris Van Cave is in Spokane for us. Chris, so tell us, what are the major challenges that fire crews are facing right now?
Well, fire crews have been working around the clock, Vlad, focused on building fire breaks, cutting fire lines around these three fires with the goal of at least trying to be able to direct the fires away from homes when conditions deteriorate. This is a bit of a beat the clock scenario here. Temperatures start rising notably today. By Friday, they'll be pushing triple digits.
Damn.
But the wind is supposed to stay calm today and tomorrow. That gives them about 48 hours to continue
What's
that
up,
work.
Cynthia?
Hopefully have the support of water dropping aircraft and things before the wind picks up. When the wind picks up, so does the fire danger.
Rich,
Here's what the county sheriff told us about.
Did you see that YouTube Alice live comment translations? Yeah. So it's been I've had it on my stream for a couple of months, and it would turn on and turn off, so people can come in. And a lot of times it wasn't very good. Like 3 or 4 months ago, people would say yo, like YOOO, and it would translate it into whatever it thought it was, some other language. Anyway. But it was really good for people from Japan and stuff would come in, and they would be able to type in their native language and it would translate over. So it was really good. Yeah. And right. There's a little symbol. It's like a Japanese symbol and an A, which I think stands for automatic. Then it's supposed to be translate. Now I have voiceover reading the text 65% of the time. Most people think I'm an alien listening to it as fast. So it's reading fast. Gotcha. I don't envy a dug out a foundation, went to sleep 3 days afterwards. It was copper, not anymore. I'm sick of this crap, Fred. Not all women are incapable. I'm kicking ass and making my way. Yeah, so it doesn't translate it for me, so I'd have to read it on the so it says, hey, how are you today? But on my aggregator, the thing that, because this chat thing that I use to pop it up on the screen, when I set this up, I had Kick, YouTube, and Twitch. So it puts all of them together in one list so I can click on. It doesn't come to that, unfortunately. So I have to go back and look at it on the YouTube screen to see the translation. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Days ahead. How concerned are you about the fires roaring back to life over the next few days?
I will tell you there is significant concern that the weather could change, and we're worried as a cold front starts coming in towards the weekend that's going to also create more wind and make things more challenging.
That's no bueno.
Yeah, obviously the wind drove these fires over the weekend.
Here, I'll show what it looks like. I'll show what it looks like. I'll show what it looks like. All right, check it out. That's me. Does my head go the wrong way? I'll show what it looks like. Oh, sorry. Okay, so here, so you see how it says right below my head, it says, hey, how are you doing? But when I mouse over it, so it's got this little Japanese symbol and it's got an A below it. And if you mouse over it, where am I at? Yeah, see, it translates. It's me. Shut up, Richard. Yeah. Oops. There you go. My bad. Where'd it go? Yeah, here it is down here. Oh, come on. There you go. I'm figuring it out. Okay. There are a million wishing I had a gal like me. Not only am I capable, but I'm kind of cute. And I can sorry. Okay.
is, of
It's
course, that
Japanese. I don't think
either it
voiceover
could
has
pick
a
up
translate
one of these
button.
fires or a new fire could start. That's part of why they have
it's
kept the
Chinese
evacuation
Mandarin,
orders
to be
largely in
specific,
place.
yeah.
They didn't want to have people go home and then
It's hard
have
to
to
tell with
evacuate
voiceover.
tens of thousands of people again 12, 24,
Good to
36
see you,
hours
man.
later.
As you know, covering these disasters, the evacuation, the escape is usually the hardest moment. But then there comes the moment when they return to their homes. And that's so difficult as well. What are you hearing from people who've come back to see what's left of their lives?
Well, if we can widen out a little bit, I'll give you a sense for this neighborhood, Adriana, and that kind of answers your question. I mean, it's house after house after house. This entire
that's
block,
rough.
both sides of the street,
When you're blind,
has burned.
cute has a
and
different
people
meaning.
were
It
coming
means
back
having good
yesterday to
breath.
realize they didn't have a lot to come home to. And it's not just this block. It's not just this neighborhood. This is playing out across several parts of Spokane County. We talked to one woman who made it back to her house yesterday.
There's nothing. I think what's hitting me the most is honestly just driving down the road that I have for so many years and seeing all of my neighbors' houses gone, and to see it completely devastated is just mind-boggling.
Yeah, it's horrible.
You know, and with wildfires, you know, one block, two blocks over might be fine, but then you turn a corner and it's just utter devastation. It does take your breath away when you come into some of these neighborhoods and just see what's standing and what's not.
Wow.
These
Chris
pictures
Mankley,
say it all,
yeah,
Chris.
they really do. Devastating. Chris, thank you very much. We appreciate your reporting.
For more on the smoke and the dangers.
Yeah, thanks a bazillion, Fred. Me too. I'll start again around 4 a.m. Should be good by Tuesday. If I type in a different language, it'll show in English to you and show in the translation button. It'll let you know it's a different language. Just show translation button. Yeah, so Papa Bear, you may hear it in try something again, Trey, and Papa Bear, see if you hear it in English or not. Makes sense. Wondering if we just give an error or something. It might be smart enough. I mean, shit. You know, I don't know what language it shows, and I'm blind. I'll tell you. But but let's just say what language it speaks to you in. Experiments. Waiting for Trey to say something in Mandarin. Okay, what do you hear that in, Papa Bear? I can't read it. I have to go on my other screen to see it. Okay, same thing. Hey, how's your day? Okay, same thing. Yeah, they see a couple of months ago when they were trialing this out. No, he said it's Chinese. He said it's Mandarin, Chinese. You could tell by they use more lines. Sounds like it was in Mandarin as well. Okay, yeah. That's what. Okay, so it speaks to you. Not the non-translated part. So on the screen, on the chat screen, I don't know how it is. Or I guess on the phone you have to tap hit the thing and it'll convert it. But I can just mouse over it. There you go. There you go. Okay, let's see what's going on the internet here.
Am I gonna need this?
Yes, you're gonna need this.
I'm gonna carry.
What's about to happen certainly wasn't on my bingo card for this year.
Let's do this.
We're at a lake in Stockholm, Sweden.
You have to be like in the surfer mode, standing up like this.
And this guy, Ulla Lustig, is showing me how to ride an e-foil, an electric surfboard that lets you fly above the water.
I think Japanese is pretty swooshy.
Well, theoretically. This is what it looks like when you know what you're doing.
He makes it look so easy, but it's a lot harder than it looks.
I'm trying this because there's a company here in Stockholm that does the same thing, but with actual boats.
No way.
How does this work? And why would you want to do it?
I see news reports and stories pretty much every day of incidents, things going along. How much longer will what's left are we gonna play? I don't know. This soda's healthy. What kind of man on abortion? Yeah, listen, not only that, but it really does seem like the left has went pro anything that ends up with people needing more health care, whether it's fat, healthy at any weight, body positivity. Listen, body positivity is understandable, but they took it to the extreme. 600-pound people, if I like stuff like this. And then like there's like that went way too far. You're going to end up needing health care. You're going to end up, for most people, they're going to end up in a drug use, legalization of drugs, legalization of petty crimes. Now, like the drug use, you're going to end up in a hospital or a rehab or a prison, and it just seems to make more money. Like that's the way they want to boost the economy. If they can tell everybody to eat to eat 10,000 calories a day, then they have to buy 5 times more food than the average person. That means they're spending 5 times the money every day on food. So is that their angle with that? And then, like I said, with the trans healthcare stuff, I can understand helping, but they wanted to move it down to children, to helping younger kids, even young adolescents. So, like I said, average person spends $20,000 to $30,000 a lifetime on medical care. The average trans patient that lives the same age as the average person will spend 1.7 million. So, if you think of it as a company, as a business point of view, they're like, hell yeah. And then if they can convince the government, if the society can vote for it and the government will pay for that, then the businesses are just saying, how can we get $1.7 million out of the government coffers into our accounts for each patient? And the only reason they lobby for free healthcare is because there's more sick people. And then that's going to get more expensive. And if the government covers that, then it'll come out of the government's pockets to theirs. But how about us not be sick in the first place? You know, we need to get the number of sick people down. I agree with that. VoiceOver doesn't operate by tapping the screen. It operates solely finger gesture and taps. Wouldn't be able to click anyway. Can't see where it is. Good point. On my Samsung phone, I get the translate button, but I'm able to type in a different language. Yeah, I've got Samsung also. I mean, VoiceOver operates with taps, not tapping on something specific, just tap gestures. My battery's almost 24 hours because I had to, my screen's 0%. It's wow, that's a good idea. I guess why would you need it on? Right? There's this one Chinese girl that I watch. Her phone reads everything in English, comment or Chinese, but when she talks, her phone will tell us what she said Chinese and English. Technology's amazing. I was saying, whatever, how much longer are we going to play? I think, listen, now that like AOC said something the other day and like shoe on head, and a lot of people are talking about it, when she said, the things we texted in 2020, woke 1.0 was crazy. And why did you change your mind? What made you think that it was crazy? Why now is it crazy? But the people that were saying it was crazy at the time were canceled. They lost their jobs. They were called right-wing extremists, conservatives, this and that, even if they were on the left. So they lost a lot. I don't think people understand how little funding the Democratic Party is getting and how much the DNC wants to destroy the Democrat Party from within. And they're open about it. So there's something serious going on in the United States. How the Republican Party has become more like 1994 liberal. So basically, what was kick-ass from the Democrat Party from like the mid-90s JFK era, mid-90s to early 2000s is basically been absorbed by the Republican Party. So I think we're going to have a third party, which is going to be a moderate, anti-Trump, pro-MAGA party that or pro-America First party. because especially like communities, underserved communities, they're realizing that they're going to be less served now, because now there's more people that can be considered minorities in America now that are going to take a lot of the money that would have went to their community. So that's going to change a lot. I asked her which translator app she uses, and she said it was native on her phone. I wonder if it's a Xiaomi or whatever it's called, or Humwei or whatever it's called. It's probably built in. Yeah, I would imagine it probably would from a Chinese phone. I probably have languages on my keyboard. I only have English. I can read and write Korean, but I haven't attempted installing it. I mean, if you ask questions, always I don't know, man, or whatever, man. Just be I don't know. I'm talking that right. Yeah. What it feels like happened is a bunch of kids got interested in the left because they were told that they weren't cool if they didn't, and a lot of them were faking it till they made it. They didn't really understand what was going on, and they could only get so mad for so long, because it used to be when you question things, people just yelled at you and called you a Nazi, freaking right-wing grifter, sympathizer, blah blah blah. But all that stuff, racist, blah blah, all that lost its meaning because they overused it for things that didn't make sense. So it got to the point where it was like, answer the question. And now you actually see like newscasters pressing, and then the answers that come back are just so unbelievably mid-witted that people are like, oh my goodness, these people are just getting into positions of power to rob us blind, and that's what it seems like happening. So none of our Chinese or translator apps that she does the way it reads comments Chinese when she talks. That's really cool. I'm also using an iPhone, not an Android. Probably works differently. Yeah. Whatever it does, the phone Chinese girl has a native built-in phone translator. Yeah, we have what up, Richard? We have other countries trying to infiltrate and destroy our country. Yeah. I think it's gotten to the point that it's pretty freaking obvious. For 10 years, people didn't want to seem to believe it, but after, well, especially the war in Iran. And the cutting off a lot of the oil to the Chinese, and saw how that's dipped, and not having seeing the Democrats get as the donations that they get, like George Soros hasn't donated any money to the Democrat Party for the midterms yet, which is crazy. And that's just one, and there's still $17 million in debt from Kamala Harris campaign. How did they not get hundreds or tens of millions of dollars thrown back and refilled their coffers? So I think it became pretty obvious that there's something that people are realizing more, that not everything was a right-wing grift, lie, far-right extremist conspiracy theory thing. It's pretty obvious that a lot of people would rather see America burn than correct its ways. No, but I'm talking about JFK style Democrat. Yeah, I realized at the time I was saying it when I said late 90s, but JFK was a kick-ass Democrat. And even the last bastion of that was Bill Clinton, and then it wasn't really until after like the second term, not really second term Obama, but where things just started to really go the other way. We screwed up. We screwed up with our education system. We selectively taught, even though you have to do that in education, we selectively taught how much about slavery to teach, rather than teaching much more of it that would have made less people victims and less people perpetrators. Like the way they teach it is just absolutely wackadoo, and it just creates hatred for people that don't deserve the hatred. It's just obvious that after they divided and conquered, they just moved on to divide and conquer other created minorities. And then it was just like, okay, well, this is pretty obvious now, because like there's gays for Trump. So I guess everybody in America thought if you were gay, you were part of the LGBT community. But given enough time and enough people coming out as underground conservatives, now you have gays for Trump and trans for Trump. So it's like, well, hold on. I thought I thought that Trump was anti-gay and anti-trans people. And then then you start to say, okay, well then why do some trans people support Trump? Why do some gay people support Trump? Why is there a group against Trump? Why is there and then it all starts to fall apart and you realize, oh, these people just absolutely hate us. Summer breeze makes me feel fine. What up, Space Gal? I'll have to try some of these things out. I haven't experimented with languages. Yeah. If it's Taiwanese brand, of course it would translate that. Yeah, is Chinese. He almost had it. Doof, baboof. They don't have money because in the USA, these guys used to have headset back in smartphones. The translation's pretty well. I think they call it Dragon. I remember Dragon. Maybe Dragonfly was but I remember Dragon. Sorry, I was thinking of the other brand. It started with an H. What up, Cat? How you doing? Vendetta Suki, and I still miss my Nokia brick phone. Thought it tougher than a diamond. Yep. I'll only be here for a minute. I'm about Space Cow. I like that song. Okay, Cat. I was looking over the people and press forward leaders for us to be votes for where the translator had headsets for years. It was big ass headsets. Yep. LG Mister exit polls 12 to 13% of the Bigelow voters supported Donald Trump. 86% supported Gore. Yeah. And that's a lot more than you would have expected because what we were taught, like what was taught in general is that. But yeah, it's just not. The problem is it's not true. The problem is we've believed rhetoric for so long just because it was repeated so many times. But the internet's a thing, right? And history is a thing. And if history's been recorded, like things come out, and more people would prefer the security of a closed border. And it seems better. Like if you want more liberal things, the only option to get that without having our border unprotected is to vote Republican, or unless a new third party comes in, because it's like, yeah, we can get what the Democrats promise, but that comes with an open border. And I think most people now, especially, see that we do need an immigration change, but we need to do it with a closed border and be smarter about who gets here, and it just doesn't seem like that's going to be away with the current system set up with it. Track, how many languages do you speak? How many languages does Trump speak? Does he speak Mandarin? Why didn't he speak their language? Or it's different when you go to their land? I don't know what you're talking about. All right, have a good night, Cat. MAGA have been so kind to the trans and ubiquitous. Yeah, it seems like it. I mean, I don't hang out with them, so I don't know. Set alarm speaking English. But when Trump goes to Russia, he doesn't speak Russian. When Trump goes to China, are you talking about Trump? Or we were talking about Papa Bear, not Trump. I don't know what happened to ORS. I said the press says Trump does. Yeah, I think you mix two conversations together. We weren't talking about Trump speaking different languages. We were talking about Papa Bear being blind and YouTubers using voice translators, and we were talking about the technology, and then saying even politicians had this technology where they had the big ass things in their ear. It wasn't about Trump or anything, brother. And I think he may have just came in at the wrong time and had something else on his mind. I don't know. I'll give him some grace. I don't know. I'm gonna watch this thing. Let's see what's going on here. All right, let's go back to something here. I don't care about these flying boats no more. All right. Uh-oh. Let us see. Discover members only content. Illegal. SSRIs can change babies' brain chemistry. Great. War. Stormwatch, motherhood. Man overboard. Why are the Dutch so good at waterworks? Those headsets politicians wear have lies translators. Right, yeah, right. Yeah. What's going on? How you doing, brother? What's up, Sorry. So far, so good. Medina families. Stepwells. America's giant trees are returning. Atlanta police. That's where I'm at. Let's see. White gold. Schizophrenia. Virtually overnight. What? Rarest tooth diseases ever. Look at this freaking crazy stuff. Hold on. Look at this. Look at that. Man. Imagine biting your cheek or the inside of your lip. Ian Brody in the house. Adrian Brody. I think there's some lost in translation going on here. Yeah, I think there was too, brother. I think there was too. I think there was some lost in translation. I think somebody came in super pissed off about with Trump in their mind, and then heard something about it's not live. I don't think. I think it's just translators program with one language and translate. I think live people talking right into. So the apps or the politician stuff, like the ones the politicians have. Definitely do not use automated things. They've got translators that have security clearances and whatnot that are familiar with the surroundings and whatnot. So what's going on? That's what it looks like, Suki brother. The moon is made of cheese. Yeah, that looked rough. That did look rough. Says what she has one of the rarest tooth diseases ever. That's probably just clickbait, but it's freaking crazy. It's definitely crazy. We really messed up. How pet owners can perform CPR on their dog. Health risks with hair extensions. Uh-oh. Very weird reason. Root causes of brain fog. All right, let's refresh this here. Let's see what's going on. It's okay. They have to translator talk to translator headsets. The politicians, yes, the politicians do absolutely, yes. They've got translators. They're in a room. So say talking to Putin. Okay, so the Trump or whoever's the president at the time talking to Putin will have his translator sitting next to Putin's translator, and they'll be in like either right offset or in a separate studio, and the live mics coming from Putin. Trump's translator will translate that into English for Trump to hear, and then when Trump speaks, Putin's translator will translate. And since they're in the room together, there's no crosstalk like to try to say. It's very important that the translator speaking to Putin doesn't lie and say something like, this president just said he's going to nuke the hell out of your country and bang your dog or blah, blah, blah. Right? So you have to make sure. So those people, I don't know if that's to keep accountability, but the translator that would be taking Trump's English and converting it into Putin's Russian. Trump's translator is there to hear what Putin's translator is saying into the microphone that's going into Putin's ear and vice versa. I'm not 100%, but I'm more positive it's more translators because there can't be any errors. Now, and not only that, right? No, you can't have any any errors like that. Yeah. I'm confused. I know it. For him, I'll pray it's the simpletons. I just live in a different world. Happens to the best of us, little native mama. That would make sense because they had those way back. Yeah. Way back in the day. Remember the big ones? The MAGA strategy is to whine us all to death. Yeah, we'll see. Listen. I don't know. You think MAGA's strategy is that? I can't in good faith say we didn't get whined to death during Woke 1.0 also. You know, I mean, I think that's just the current political narrator climate that we're in. But what the translator industry is big money, even though AI can do it. Right. You have to have trusted people that can be and you have to know what's being said to the other dignitary, right? Like I said, so if Trump says we want to stop the war, but then the guy translating, talking to the guy that you're at war with might say, we're going to destroy and kill all of your families. You know, like you have to make sure all that's. I know this, but the headsets press where it's like in front of the Putin, somebody has to have headsets. They definitely have AI cannot think of distinguish between certain nuances skill. Yeah, human translation thing. What up, T-shirt? Happy accident. Yeah, they're done by people. Yeah, I heard a story of the lady that was the official translator for police department. She didn't speak another language. So listen, there also have been liars when it comes to sign language. Like people that can't speak sign language or can't sign language that have been hired for like years. Yeah, it's wackadoo. What up, cosplay chaos sisters? Welcome back, Les. We're getting our speech shut down for 10 years. What up, totally? Where are transportation systems and general space flight shipping because China has complex systems? Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, yeah, China and the United States have the most complex space flight systems. You think I don't know? Okay, Rich, I'm getting off here. I got a little night vibe voice out. Absolutely. Have a good night, little native mama. See you in the morning. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy your coffee. Yeah, you've heard about the sign language one? All right, make sure you hit the like button, cosplay, before you switch over to the other account. Do you know? Listen, a lot of people fake it till they make it. You know, I mean, I know it's a rough story, but that guy in Cambridge's youngest professor that lied about everything apparently, and then ended up like leaving the planet. Like, how did nobody listen? People lie, especially for attention. People lie. Right? So you have to protect people from themselves. And like the thing is, it was so obvious. I can't believe when it comes to like important things like communication and education, we don't do better checks on the people in power. AI's gotten pretty good lately. Yeah, it's getting better and better every day. Yeah, I agree. Zablali got caught lying about silent. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's who I'm talking about. I do sign language. Wonka. Rich, have you seen the guy that tests AI and has 2 phones? Yeah. I love it. I love people. I love when people decide to do things like that and like just make videos of it to just show the weekends of the technology. AI is great, but there's subtle human nuances that AI cannot understand. Yeah. Good evening, Terry. There you go. Welcome back, Les. Prince Adam did undergo transition before coming He-Man. Don't be a bum. Hit the thumb. Rich is always worth it. Thank you, little native mama. For instance, AI cannot understand somebody with a lisp or a hard southern drawl. Who off damn self? He was can't remember his name. Cambridge University. They hired him. Apparently, his part of his story was he couldn't speak until he was 11. He could not read until he was 18. Then he got a PhD by 31, and then was a professor of Cambridge by 38 years old or something. And he said he ran 600 miles in 6 weeks or something. I think it was less than. I think it was like 1 week. I think he said he ran like 6. Yeah. Thank you, Terry. What's up, Eddie? What's the vibe today? What's it about? Oh, we've been all over the place. Let's think AI could do something. Yeah, it's good at some stuff. It's bad at some stuff. It's getting better. Sometimes it gets worse while it's trying to get better. Good night, you sexy beast. Have a good night, little native mama. I have a new girlfriend. Her name is Stella. Because he got caught. like he plagiarized his thesis for his PhD, and no one checked to see if he did before they hired him as Cambridge's youngest. He said he ran 600 miles in 6 days. I want to say he said he raised $6 million for something. He said what was the other big one? He said he was part of a TV show that filmed 20 years before he was born. And like other stuff like this. And then they were like, "Oh, you're the best. You're the best." And the highest of the people highest up in Cambridge University was like, I cannot believe we went this long without having you as part of our staff, and gave him a position to teach kids. And apparently a lot of these kids that he taught are now suing Cambridge now that this has all come out. So he got caught and he offed himself. And like they're doing this whole back and forth thing, saying, because the people, they're saying that the reason that people yelled at him was because he was black, not because he was a liar. And if you had he been white, he wouldn't have people wouldn't have looked into his past. Basically, they wouldn't have checked his history to see if. But the thing is, no one should have had to. No one should have had to. If you're hiring somebody to be a professor at Cambridge University, you should, the very first thing you should do is run their PhD through a cheat detector, an AI detector, right? And they didn't even do that. And then somebody else did 3 years later and said, "No, you stole this person's thesis." And then so all the other stuff came apart. AI is quickly becoming a waste of energy. Unless they find a very new, awesome way that like saves everybody lots of money using that, yeah, it's going to be a big waste. Yeah, his whole life was a lie. Yeah, his whole life was a lie. What up, Walrus, brother? Trey just can't understand. You could just say, why did they? Well, that's the problem. She's 10. What? She's 10? She likes Scream? She's taller than me because I'm 5'1", she's 5'4". That sounds like a handful there, my friend. That sounds like a handful. But is she nice? Does she have any hobbies? How about that one politician that fled to Ireland when they interviewed him and he played a cripple with an accent? Now he's in jail. Yeah, it's such crap. He said he averaged 100 miles a day, experienced failure. Yeah. Did you see it? Did you see it, Fred? Yeah. He said he ran 600 miles in 6 days or something like that. Jason Arday is his name. Didn't claim to get struck by lightning 2 or 3 times. I know 2 children that can't speak, but they're communicating to each other. Wow. That's pretty freaking fascinating. The streams are a bit different. I learned because I tested the boundaries. Morning, bull monkey. All right, let's see. Jason Arday. All right. So teacher at Cambridge University. So yes, this guy here, he died just 9 days ago. But he had a fake degree, fake everything. He was on the news. The BBC said he's the greatest thing ever. Like they can't believe that he was autistic and he couldn't speak until he was 11. But like let's see if we can find all the lies. Yeah. So they never ran. Like they just believed everything he said to them. He said that he got a master's degree at the University of Ohio, and University of Ohio is like, we never heard of this guy. So he just lied and lied and lied, and no one ever went back and no one ever double checked his resume. They just believed everything that he said, and then put him in a position to teach other PhD students or teach students that wanted PhDs and whatnot. And it's unbelievable. She's nice. Her hobbies, I don't know. She's very sensitive. She's pretty. I don't know her in real life and live far away from me. Oh, that sounds like a rough one. No problem. Yeah, Gason our day. No problem, Trey. Streams are only censored by the streamer rules. All right, let me see here. Okay. All right. All right, let's see what it says here. Okay. All right, let me see. Let me see if it's got the thing. Okay. All right. Okay. And it looks like years ago when they other people said no, this is all crap, and then they did an internal investigation and didn't find any wrongdoing. And then when somebody else outside of the school did the investigation, they were like, no, this is all crap. So apparently, then they found out it was all crap and just didn't do anything about it. Talk about Nicholas Rossi. Wait, Basti, and I've told you this. I do not support the LGBTQ community. I support gay, trans, led bi people, but I do not like how that community treats people when they leave or change their mind. I don't support the community. I have no problem with gay people, trans people, lesbian people, bi people. Great, great, great. The problem with that community is they became too political and they treat people very badly that are confused. So if some people say, well, I think I might not be trans, or I think, then they just get kicked out and they lose all of their friends and everything. And I think that's a bad way to treat people. So yeah, remember, you don't have to be in that community if you're gay. You don't have to. It's not a requirement. Just because you're gay doesn't make you part of that community. It's sad to say he was hounded to death by the media, though. Even after he resigned to get away from the flag, he hounded him. No, she's probably 10 too, Trey. Fraud professor, I have no idea, Jason. I don't think he was a good teacher. I think that's why some of his previous students are suing the school. My bad. I got ADHD. I do too. I thought it was illegal to lie about your diploma. It's legal to lie about your previous jobs. You would think it would be. Yeah. Why does anyone just need support? Just live your life. Well, right. The thing is, when it becomes so political, when it becomes like what if you're gay and a Republican? You're not allowed to be part of the LGBT community. Right? So it's like, wait a second. And like the way that like we teach people is like, if you're gay, you have to be this or that. But wait a second, what if you're not? Then you're not part of our community. Fraud squad. Yes, right. Like the one major thing that you can get absolutely kicked out of school for is cheating. And this is way worse than that. Just ask Arch once we downloaded the whole JSTOR network. It's gotten like 6 months because you can now get any JSTOR article. Yeah. I remember that. Okay, let me see. Let me see if I can find a list of Okay, here you go. He has claimed in interviews to raise £5 million for charities over a 20-year period. Sometimes it's risen to 5.5. He's done this by running 30 marathons in 35 days. He also claimed he runs 600 miles in 6 days. His critics have pointed out that he never raised that amount for charity. He asked about the 5 million figure. Okay, 6 miles in 6 days. First woman in the feet. Okay, cumulative wear and tear on the body. He also said he got doctorates and honorary degrees. Well, apparently he did do that. This year, 2 other places gave him honorary degrees because he was so awesome. But yeah, and there was a TV show. I can't remember the name of the TV show, but a TV show that he said he was in. 7 Up, it was called, where they check you at 7 years old, 14 years old, and 21 years old. But that was filmed 20 years before he was born, so he wasn't part of it. He didn't have to. No, he shouldn't have. I just realized you were. Yeah, I got my Home of the Oxpeckers shirt on. 110th grade, Home of the Oxpeckers. But there you go. Go to Brookhaven. No human can run 100 miles per day. Yeah. I mean, I think it would be hard to create a fake life online. Right. It wouldn't be, right? And people do it all the time. But how do you get to professorship at Cambridge University? So this is the stuff that I'm talking about. Now everybody at these top universities have to be questioned. How many more people did you just believe that are teaching our future children, our future leaders? Love the shirt. Get you one, brother. 110thgrade.com. Yeah, yes, right. It's called scamming. It's called fraud. You ran a little over 4 miles an hour. You could do it in 24 hours. You would die before you reach that mark. Yeah, no one can sustain 4 miles an hour for frickin' 4 hours. Let's say. Highest sustained running speed.
Sustained running speed is the steady pace you can maintain over a distance. It depends on your body's aerobic system, clearing lactic acid, and using...
Okay, so he did 40 miles an hour for 9 seconds, but I'm talking about average. Okay, let's look at average. Okay. Have retained running speed for 1 hour. Let's see. Okay, highest sustained running speed for 1 hour. World record is 13 miles per men. What? Okay, so 13.25. So somebody ran 13.2. What? Hold on. Okay, all right, okay. So somebody give me twice. Let's see. Let's see if we can find 4 hours. 4 hours here. Let's see. Let's just say 2 hours. Let's see. He finished it 1 hour, 59 minutes and 30 seconds. All right, let's say 4 hours. Let's go. Let's double it. Okay, so the highest sustained running speed for 4 hours is 10.5 miles an hour. Okay, so that means you would have run 40 miles in 4 hours. But you have to be ultra marathon track time challenge. Okay, so we're gonna go one more. We're gonna go 6 hours here. All right, what I miss? Papa Bear, D-Bag, David Goggins. That's different. The guy. Okay. All right. 6 hour event in 2021. $7.9 miles an hour for women. Yeah, there ain't nobody freaking doing it. But like you still, I'm still watching because it's the whole background that text this. So that's all right. I appreciate it. I have long legs. I can walk pretty fast, get a brisk walks. I have no idea. What about the 24 hours? I bet I'll impress you. That reminds me of Fred Brito. I wonder if you know him. Crazy story. Check it out. Fred Brito. Oops. The ultimate con artist, doctor, pastor, Red Cross fundraiser. His resume was most remarkable. Is this the guy that he also led a band with what's it called? A conductor. He also was a conductor. I think I do know this guy. I think I have heard this say.
Is Fred Brito the ultimate con artist? Well, probably not. But he did fool a lot of people by lying on his resume.
Which one?
For
Did
example,
I miss it?
the mayor of Los Angeles.
I know who she is, brother. I know who she is. She's been here 100 times.
And he tricked the
it's crazy
judge
because
into
your
believing that he was
hours
a
really going that
court-appointed
fast. You're not gonna
psychiatrist,
feel
so he
good.
could let his buddy out of jail. And he was hiding from the cops by
100
posing
miles
as a
away for
priest,
days. Yeah.
actually working at a Catholic church. And this is just the tip of the iceberg
Fred
when
was
it
a
comes to
conductor.
Fred Brito. I actually talked to him. You could hear more of his lies on the latest episode of Pretend.
Yeah, I think I have heard about this. Yeah, and I think he got caught, but he did a good job, right? Yeah, I've definitely heard of this guy before. I've definitely heard about him before. Did the Cambridge guy also flip over a bus full of trapped children? I can't remember all of his lies. It's not one of my many jobs. Yeah, that's so freaking crazy. It's so crazy. And listen, it's like, you don't think we have politicians that are doing this? You don't think, like look at like how bad. This is one of the reasons that I'm more trustful of the Republicans currently, because the Democrats rip to shreds and the backgrounds of every single person the Republicans put up. But look just in the past cycle, how many people that the Democrats put up that they found all this trash on, sleeping with spies, freaking beating their girlfriends and cheating on their wives and working with foreign agents and like the sexual assaults and stuff. It's like how do they not do background checks on the people that are going to be like the senators and governors? I got to go reply to my girlfriend. All right, Les, have a good night. Look at George Santos. He's the biggest gay cosplayer as a senator. Listen. And a lot of what happened last administration was absolute cosplay. It was absolute. I think it was people showing, like the mob showing how they can get anybody they want in any position they want. It's crazy. What up, sir? Keith? I couldn't live with such a lie your whole life. Yeah, don't do that. Right, because when all of his lies, and listen, when he said why he did it, he said, well, I was a young kid who wasn't supervised. Like, you should have supervised me. It's your fault I cheated. I didn't know you couldn't copy other people's work. I thought it was just that easy. Wait, did you like the Democrat? Because I'm a big Republican. Who, me? No, I'm definitely voting Republican this year. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, until the Democrats take opening the border up off the table, there's no way in hell. Yeah, it's not like, hey, you can get free health care, but we got to open the border. Because it's like, well, wait a second. Wouldn't that just drain all the money in the government? Because anybody could come over and get free health care also. So it's like, it doesn't seem like it seems like it's a fake it till you make it type thing. So yeah, there's just no way. There's just no way in hell. I'm not buying what they're selling anymore. The law was made so powerful people can control the weakest. Well, you get to vote, and you can be. This is the thing. The problem is that's not necessarily. I mean, that's not necessarily the truth, Walrus. The problem is we don't exercise our rights. The only true way to benefit off the system is to use it. If you want that power, run for office. Talk the right game. Want to do the right things. Talk to enough people. Get yourself elected. You know, but most people don't. So it's only the people that know that they can rip everything off that are gonna run. So they're gonna be the ones that get selected from. Democrats need to stop with her doing it in the right mind. When Joe Biden was the president, he just made America fall apart, and now we're back together because of Trump. Yeah, and I think it seems pretty obvious that opening the border and draining America's wealth seem to be coming from outside of America. Like, what companies, especially companies and governments outside of America, were making tons and tons and tons of money off of the open American border. And the pharmaceutical industries, the medical industries were like, oh, look, yeah, sure, let all these people in. They give us more patients, and the government's going to cover the bill. Yeah, and it's done in Europe too, and it's done in Canada too. Yeah, so it just doesn't make sense. If I want kids and grandkids and shit, I want them to be able to do what they want to do what they want to do in America. You know, and I want to be able to make some money and leave some money for them. I don't want some idiot to say, hey, let's trash it all because of the history of the United States. No, you start off with a messed up history and then you correct for it, as we've done. Force doctrine is an interesting sentence to explore. Right. Well, force doctrine is very, very important. But who gets to enforce that doctrine is who's in power. So just think, just look in the past 3 years in America. Who was using the force, the enforcement arm of our government on who, and now is a different president. It's the force. So ultimately, if you boil it all down, yeah, but it's if there's a different president and that president wants to attack a country, he's the leader of the military. So if another president comes in and decides another country wants to get attacked, so it's not like it's the will of the American people, so to speak. Right, but I understand force doctrine pretty well, especially when it comes down to men and women. I got a question. What up, Daniel? I got a question. Which metals are we avoiding with sleeping with our heads not facing the magnetic poles? Listen, brother, I'm going to tell you something very interesting about this. I heard studies about the way you sleep, the way you tilt your body, the iron in your blood can get pulled away from different shit in your body, like why it's better. And listen, so these studies have been done. People have paid money to find out what the best way to sleep, what the best way, like this, Sheng Fui, what's it called? Feng Shui. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy what people look at. And and the thing is, if you think about it, it makes sense because we're a lot of hemoglobin, we're a lot of iron, and there is a magnetic field on Earth. Europe is, except for Poland, is pretty much screwed. Yeah. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Czech Republic. Yeah, they seem to be doing all right. What up, Talek? Back up into his house. Last administration's biggest problem was crazy dudes with dicks pretending to be chicks taking shit in the women's bathroom. Yeah, right. And it was the fake it till you make it thing. It was like people, like you couldn't tell what was true. It was just, everything was so chaotic. And it just seemed like people were just robbing the treasury and just saying whatever anybody wanted to hear and handing out money to all kinds of wackadoo places. Anybody report a legal bed shot? Well, that's what Poland's currently doing, right? Change the subject. Did you hear about the rap song made a Billboard chart? Yeah. So there's a big theory that USAID money was being rerouted. A chunk of it was being rerouted through other NGOs that were had people that were getting paid like $750,000 a year back through in order to pay for promotions and whatnot, hip hop, to be able to buy streams, bot streams. You saw it falling apart the last couple of years, last 5 years, when you would see people with like 1 billion streams on Spotify, but they would go to actually do a tour and nobody would buy tickets. So you could start to see that they were botting their plays, botting their streams. And then I think when that money dried up there, okay, well, now you're not getting streams. Like, look at, and I brought this up about Lizzo. Lizzo sold like 1.7 million records on her last record, and the one that she just released, she sold less than 3,000 the first week. 3,000 copies. Lizzo. She's got 250,000 person private Instagram, and those people didn't even buy her album. Yeah, absolutely. How much power the U.S. president have over Congress? So none really, right? So Congress is there's three arms of our government, pillars of our government. And if the president wants to do something, Congress can block it. If it goes back and the president vetoes or whatever, Congress can vote out of it. So they all work together, but they would make you believe that that's not the truth, because they'll say, oh, Trump can't do this, and then they'll sign anyway. So the iron gets polarized. No rap music at the top 40 because that's what I'm saying. Sleep standing. Sorry. We went through a bunch of stuff, Talek. I don't even know. Just this stream in Belgium war record for the longest without parliament. And we're trying to beat our record. Do it. AID got cut with propping up the rest. Yeah, that's what it looks like. I love the channel name. I sleep upside down. Rich, what's the predictions on the midterms? I think it's going to be, I think you're going to have a lot of Democrats that are going to win in areas that are heavily Democrat. I think you're going to have a lot of Republicans that are going to win places that are heavily Republican. but I think you're also going to see, you're not going to see a blue wave. You're not going to see, like I said, there's one main thing is the movie industry, the entertainment industry that has millions of people that work for it, that talk to millions of more people and millions of more people. And the movie industry, the unions in the movie industries used to say every year for the past freaking 20 years, vote blue. We're going to lose funding if Republicans get in. Vote blue. We're going to lose our democracy. And now they're not saying that anymore for the first time. This midterm is the first time they say, no, everybody, just look at all the candidates and vote your interest. So that's very odd. So either there's not enough. I mean, and seeing how broke the DNC is, apparently people aren't getting paid to say that anymore. So that's very, very, very weird. And I think a lot of people are really pissed off about the border not being protected. President only has a few raw powers. Veto adopted for Confederacy adopted by the U.S. They have pardon powers and executive orders. Iron is diamagnetic, non-ferrous, so it's actually weakly repelled by magnetic forces. I'm just telling you that people have done the studies and whatnot. Like people have talked about, like actually did studies where they said what angle you sleep in and what that could do differently. Like if your receptors can pick up if any magnetic effects from that, and if anything has to do with the iron in your blood. Yeah. So, but what I know, no, I don't do anything with my sleep like that. Confederate states actually presidential veto military popped it after the war. The says 1 hour per month should sleep head north for 1 hour, regularly sleep head south. Give it a try. Give it a try. I don't mean to sound rude. I just don't want to get misinformed. No, you're good, brother. No, you're good. You're good. You're good. You ain't rude. You're good, brother. You know there would be no Tupac unless there was Vanilla Ice. Yeah, and we saw. It looks like Tupac's about to be the guy that had to do with Tupac's murders is going to court right now. The CSA copied the U.S. Constitution and added a couple of things. There's checks and balances, right? Checks and balances is what it's called. Well, so 501, she said that she's trying to gain weight back now. She's intentionally gaining weight after her skinny era. So I think she thinks the reason she didn't sell very well on her last album is because she got skinny. Supposedly checks and balances, but yeah, right. Japanese spy got checks and balances, got weak. It's off. What's going on with music? Where do folks go? What medium is popular after Thursday? Tell me what y'all think. Politics needs a break. Now, yeah, we need to take a break from politics. Yeah, I don't see what. Yeah, we're definitely gonna move away from politics this trip. We can get back into it tomorrow sometime. But you see that American dude who goes live Russia, says he's a former MAGA living in Russia and he thinks Russia's doing a better job. Yeah, I've seen a lot of that too. So is water. Water's diamagnetic also. It depends on the age and range you're speaking from. Listen, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. If you guys want to make $1 million, listen to me here. This is what you got to do. If you got any talent, or find somebody that's got talent. If you don't have talent as a musician or whatever, then be a manager. Learn to manage. And what's going to come back is people are going to get so tired of not knowing what's AI or not. And there's going to be maybe not all, but let's just say half of the people, even if it's 30%, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's still a huge number of people, right? So there's gonna be so many people that are gonna be tired of not knowing if who they're seeing on the screen or who they're hearing is real or not. So live music and live venue plays, like people going to watch people perform a play on stage, that's going to come back. You're going to see a huge revolution coming back to Broadway and stuff like that. So there's going to be a lot more local stuff. And there's going to be live bands, like multiple people playing instruments on stage together, getting over their bullshit. Who's a Democrat? Who's a Republican? Let's get past it all and write some great music. That's what's going to be a next big revolution again coming back up. You're going to see rock and roll and stuff like that making a big comeback. I'm just quoting Toth, the Emerald Tablets. Skinno. And now they're looking for Diddy to pay it off for. Yep, that's right. That's right, Talix. They said that the guy. For some reason I can't remember his name. We just watched it yesterday. But yeah, that Diddy paid for it. If you want to be a millionaire, create crypto wallet, trader code, send it to somebody who shipped out of crypto. You can give that a try. But I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't recommend messing with other people's money. I'm talking about if you want to get into that kind of the entertainment industry, get started now. And yeah, Keefe D. Yeah, Eric Zipp was the other guy, the guy that did the shooting, right? But Keefe D was the guy that was supposed to do the shooting, but they made a U-turn, so he was on the wrong side of and he told on himself. And his lawyer is currently using, Keefe D's a liar. So, and this is the thing, maybe he wanted the street cred, right? Saying that he did it. And the thing is, like, imagine spending the rest of your life in prison over something that happened 30 years ago that you lied about. I mean, you know, it's absolute insanity. Okay, where am I at here? Let's close that there. All right. That's sad. $1 million isn't that much money these days. Yeah. I tell you what, if you get really bored, look into the world financial setup. Look at the world banks. Look how money works. Look how America's dollar, the US dollar, works as the reserve currency. Look at how the oil system works. Look at the projections for T-bills and make sure any extra money that you have, you invest. Especially if you start looking at Trump's who's the guy that's running the money? I can't remember his name. He used to run George Soros's money, and George Soros bet against Trump winning and lost a lot of money on Kamala and America. And the guy that's running Trump's finances now, what's the guy's name? The gay guy that works for Trump that runs the finances. I can't remember what his name is. But these people are very, very smart people. They're not bitching about bathrooms and who could pee in whose bathroom and whatnot. They're talking big money moves and making a lot of business happen in America for Americans. And it looks like it's going to be very, very, very big. Right. Then you got the Biggie tragedy too, right? I think we're gonna see all that come to fruition too. Keep Dumbass thought he's still covered under his proffer agreement when he went to Vlad to his dumbass book. Right. No, not Rubio. No. Trump's finance secretary.
The current United States Secretary of the Treasury is Scott Bessent, who has been in the role since January.
So Scott Bessent, right there, he used to run George Soros's money, made George Soros like over $1 billion in one day, knows trades really well. He's working with the Japanese. The Japanese, remember, are the number one holders of American debt. The Japanese. The Japanese yen is dropping. And so the American government and pushing for American people to buy yen. So that is going to prop up the value of the yen, which is going to help. And what I think ultimately is going to happen is China and Japan are both going to be put into an economic position to cancel the debt. I think we're going to see this $40 trillion or a big hunk of it be written off. We'll see. Did he benefited so much? Absolutely. Biggie was shot on 660 Wilshire. It's a museum. Made all that money with Bernie Madoff. Yeah, I think they got everybody in America so pissed off that you're liberal or you're conservative. Just find out what's going on. Just shut up and just read and find out what's going on. Understand that rich people, wealthy people don't care about none of this stuff that us poors are doing. So just look into it. Reading's free, you know, and this is where it looks like it's going. Non-American. I just want that Trump pardon the Tiger King. Hey. Yeah, great. Yeah, he also pardoned. Oh man, what was the guy's name? Rapper Wayne, Lil Wayne. All right, let's see. But it's like this whole thing with Iran, and that like Iran supply 80 to 90% of all the oil that Iran produced, China bought. So by shutting down their exports, it really, really affected China. Remember, most things, oil makes, you need oil to make plastic. Oil is a petrochemical. Plastic's a petrochemical. He pardoned the Tiger King. He pardoned Kodak Black too. Let's say. Nah, he hasn't received one yet. Oh. Projected release in 2036. No, he didn't get one. He hasn't gotten one yet. No, I think Suki just wants a pardon. Is that right, Suki? You just want Trump to pardon him? Trump can only pardon people with federal charge. Yeah, is it a federal charge? Yeah, 21-year federal prison sentence. Yeah, it's a federal charge. It's a federal charge. Yeah, he does have federal charge. Yeah. All right, let's see what I missed here. Oops. Okay, let's see. Slavery. WNBA just ordered cops to drag Ines Kanter out of the arena. I guess for showing up in a wig. No way. Okay, we're not watching that right now. Lefties losing it. Arrested in Illinois after cutting off anchor monitor and shooting. Like a freaking bank robbery. Look at this freaking crap.
Now to a deepening mystery here in New York City. Police are investigating new video of 3 people emerging from a sewer in New York City. It's just the latest in a series of similar and disturbing incidents in recent weeks. Here's ABC's Morgan Norwood.
Tonight, the NYPD investigating this new video showing 3 people climbing out of a Manhattan manhole in the middle of the night. Wow. One by one, some in all black, wearing waders and headlamps, emerging to the street just feet from Penn Station in Madison Square Garden. It's the latest in a string of bizarre incidents in the belly of New York. This group, oddly similar to the ones police were trying to identify weeks ago. Seen here, also wearing waders, carrying flashlights, and prying open a manhole and slipping into the sewer. In another incident, authorities investigating 7 men, also with headlamps and shovels, spawning from the sewer system in Brooklyn. One guy almost gets hit by a car. Police think these groups are hunting for valuables. The city's Department of Environmental Protection says it inspected the sewers around this latest incident and found no damage to the infrastructure.
And Lindsay, officials stress that entering the sewer system is not only extremely dangerous, but it's also illegal.
Well,
and unnerving, Morgan.
So is a lot of stuff that's not prosecuted in New York. So is a lot of stuff that's not, hey guys, it's illegal. Well, maybe I need a place to sleep. Maybe I need some food. Maybe I need some turds. Oh, I can just steal stuff from a store. No, they're not. No, these guys are freaking just some wackadoo white kids that are, they probably had somebody film it for them and to start a people that did like the crop circle stuff. What's this stuff? Hoaxes. It's probably a hoax. Probably stinks down there too. Either that or it's a bank robbery. It's a heist. All right, let's see. How about no cash bail and just please? Yeah, it's freaking so stupid. Especially, listen, I like why did they have to go all the way with that? Like if you're arrested the 35th time, why? Like Like, why can't it be like if it's your first arrest, but not if it's your 75th? Like, I don't, it's unbelievable. Yeah, it's so dumb. What up, John? Good evening, y'all. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, John. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, John. Call JG Wentworth. 1877 cash now. 1877 cash now. This is my brother Larry, my brother Dan, my other cousin Daniel. Bob Newhart, yep. My name's Larry. This is my cousin Daryl, my other cousin Daryl, or is it brother? My name's Larry. This is my brother. Is it brother or cousin? My name's Larry. This is my cousin Daniel. This is my other cousin Daryl. My name's Larry. This is my cousin Daryl. This is my other cousin Daryl. What's crazy, murder list? No, right? So stupid. It's all right, John. I'm here to help, brother. This is my brother. I'm Larry. This is my brother Daryl. This is my other brother Daryl. Bob Newhart. What a great freaking show. What a great show. Yeah, Trey. It's freaking stupid. It's absolutely stupid. Like it doesn't make any sense what they're doing. It's almost like this is all a game. Like I ate too much acid in the freaking 90s and I haven't come out of the trip yet or something. That's what I think people want. The people that are safe behind armed guards want to watch us all slaughter each other. Yeah, he's like 104 or something, isn't he? I wanted part of the only thing I really want Trump to do as a European. The crime rates per capita. Yeah. Well, all right. Let's see. Uh-oh. What is this?
90,000 people, 42,000 under go now orders as a monster fire explodes outside Reno, Nevada. The Hawk fire has burned 13,000 acres with absolutely 0% containment as of Sunday afternoon. And the go now evacuation zone has reached the edge of the University of Nevada Reno campus. Meanwhile, across the Pacific Northwest, 79 large fires are burning simultaneously right now. That's 29 in Washington and Oregon alone, the most fire activity of any region in the nation.
Modern civilization.
And here's something you almost never see. International firefighters from Australia and New Zealand are on the ground helping us. My goodness, when your neighbors from the Southern Hemisphere fly thousands of miles to help, you know it's serious.
I think this is
AI.
So
far in 2026, wildfires have burned over...
I think this is AI. I think this is AI. It sounds like it in her voice. They didn't represent it. Yeah, it's not auto listed, but her voice sounds so AI.
7.7 million acres.
Oh,
that is 169.
It's definitely arsonists. It's definitely arsonists. Yeah, it absolutely sounds like AI slap. You should watch Theo Von call Mike Tyson the N-word. Don't worry, Mike told him to. I ain't watching that, brother.
% of the 10-year average for acreage. This is a historic record-breaking fire season, and it is not done yet. We've got an action-packed forecast across the entire western United States, so let's get right into it. All right, let's start where the most urgent emergency...
Yeah, it's just like recycling footage of the pink dye in the water is made in Belgium. Scarface, you got interesting hobbies, brother. Family member is a wildland firefighter. Wildland firefighter. Let's see. I gotta get a more comfortable chair if I'm gonna do longer streams than this. Uh-oh. What's happening here? No way.
So Dean Withers is like a notorious leftist TikTok debater.
Right.
I've spoken to Dean before. Dean has,
he's
basically, it's like you've built the guillotine and now you're underneath it.
Yeah. I mean, so right. So like what they did to Hawaii, they got rid of all the rich people. And if you think about how the DSA is coming up, they're so anti-rich people. So how long have they had positions of power and not said that they were the socialist communists or whatnot? and then got into positions of power just lying. Like that's what and then like now you lose the Palisades, you lose other areas in California, you lose like Hawaii, you lose Maui. And as soon as they burn down, within the first day of it burning down, they say, well, I think it's probably a good place to put low income housing. Okay, great. So your buddies that are in the mob that have construction companies can come in, drain the government's coffers, get overpaid to build all this low income housing for this new migrant crisis we have. Yeah, it's absolute bullshit. Those big solar panels get all rusty and shit. They can't just be burned up by land corporations. Eminent domain type. TikTok master debater. Chuck Norris. Well, yeah, I'm not. I watched ads and video, 100% based. Even the Democrats are getting attacked by their own views. Yeah, they've gone way too far. It's pretty obvious now. Probably the blue laser beams, right? Space lasers.
Well, that's what happens, right? You shouldn't have built this machine. Leftist TikToker wrote a song advocating for Dean Withers, a liberal influencer, to be assassinated.
This one goes out to Dean Withers. You might recognize this one. Hey there, Dean Withers. What's it like debating Trumpies? I'm 1,000 miles away, but tonight you look so quirky. Yes, you do.
He looks quirky.
I hope your neck don't hurty too. Don't hurty too.
Yep.
Oh, Charlie Kirky. Oh,
man.
Charlie Kirky.
This is a hard day for me. I have to listen to two people badly singing. This is crazy. I can barely even handle one, but especially
definitely
one right after another. Oh my God! When's the meteor gonna hit us? Well, no, these people need to be 5150. They're eating their own. They're just crazy. It's because Dean Withers made a live rattled after they killed Charlie Kirk, and he doesn't laugh along with the songs and memes. So because Dean Withers doesn't support killing Charlie Kirk, they now also want to kill Dean Withers. I wonder why that is.
Just for context,
I know
this is why they are still sending him death threats after almost a year.
Charlie Kirk has passed. His wife and children were in attendance, dude. Imagine being a 12-year-old, watching your dad fucking die. Nobody deserves that. If you celebrate this, if you don't condemn it, if you're happy, there's a clear line between me and you now. You are not a fan. I do not support you, and I do not want you to support me. I don't like the guy, but I still talked to him multiple times, sat down with him.
This is what happens. So they want to kill him because of this.
Hey there, Dean Withers. What's it like debating Trumpies? I'm 1,000 miles away, but tonight you look...
The Shadow the Hedgehog plushie in the background. It's like whenever Bob Ross did the final swish in a painting that just made everything perfect. It just ties the whole thing together, doesn't it? The chef's kiss.
So Kirky, yes you do. I hope your neck don't hurty too. Don't hurty too. Oh, Charlie Kirky.
Yeah, dude. Listen. It was fun for a while, right? Cool, right? But when the Democrats decided to ignore a mental health crisis and embrace it as voters, as a way to freaking tongue bath voters that were in obvious mental health distress, and now, R.I.P. Yeah, I guess she has no idea. Yeah, that's because Jesus was in fact born in Bethlehem, Syria, Palestine. He was always a Hebrew, but he wasn't Palestinian. The way that she's thinking of it, she's thinking that he was an Arab living in like a current modern day Palestine. Kirk isn't on the same level as MLK and George Floyd, and on the same level as Kirk. Modern day Palestine. The Bears. The West Bank, that's where I'm saying that bombing the shit out of him. Yeah, this is freaking getting pretty crazy. All right. Funny cow. You know what was a good? Did you guys see that that DSA guy get knocked out in Hawaii? Like, apparently he was like hammered drunk on the beach, but he was running for like mayor or whatever, and in Hawaii, and somebody said, "Excuse me, can you turn your music down?" And he said, "I'm gonna shoot your wife." Blah blah blah. Dude, freaking, like, he went to swing a chair at somebody, and while he was swinging the chair on the guy, dude got him right in the button. I would just say neutral is all I'm saying. It's a war with the funny hats. What do you think about the pyramid, the Mayans and the Egyptians? I think outer being became king or pharaoh or whatever. So I've got a couple of very interesting theories on all of that stuff and why it became so abandoned and got overgrown over such long periods of time. And we should do a stream on that. Last any moral guy, they have a higher power. These dismissed lives. Right. Well, that's why they're so. Did Lindsay Clancy? I got no idea. Did she? I don't think so. Probably not. She probably weighed out. Yeah, he got laid out, and he had a sickle and hammer tattoo on his shoulder. Like, so it was like obvious communist, and he's freaking. It's just so crazy that, like, stuff like this is what's, and he's like, it's the hate. It's the absolute hate for everything. Like, I just don't want to be ruled by people that just hate everybody, especially because they change their mind. Like, listen, they're calling woke 1.0 crazy when people were calling woke 1.0 crazy at the time and not saying why it's not, like, oh, we just didn't see it when you saw it. So it's like, so now you're going to change what your ideology is, and you're going to hate the people that don't believe that. So you're not. Egyptians were badass. I'm a leftist. Not that it means the same thing to everyone. Right. Yeah, I'm a Republican voting liberal until the freaking Democrats aren't willing to open the border wide open or willing to protect the border. I'm and clean up their act. I'm not willing to vote Democrat anymore. I was in the movie industry, and we were told to vote blue until this year. Now, instead of saying we got to support the Democrats, they're saying just read up on all the candidates and vote your interest. That's the term they're using. Vote your interest. They've never said that before. It was always like protect our democracy. Greek Antikythera mechanism. So we don't really know. It looks like it was probably some sort of sextant, for telling where latitudes and longitudes were. Sextant and a clock almost, but Dramatic Tribes. What do you prefer? Blue, green, red, yellow, purple, red. You forgot violet. What's crazy is you go back far enough, we're related. People don't understand that. They don't care. Listen, people don't even like their own parents or grandparents or people. They don't care. There are people that just love to hate. They love it. They love hating people. It's part of their personality. It's just part of it. They want to act so deep, and they don't even know what they hate. They make shit up to hate people for. Scottish tribes, like the Picts, were never defeated by the Romans. That's right, they did. Stop aura farming. I can't, dude. Stop. When you got so much aura. And Florida is only having English tests for getting driver's licenses. I'm related to wolves. Novels. All right, let's see. Ultimate Survivor. Oh, shuff. Uh-oh. Inside of your body is really loud. You just don't hear it.
Plug your ears
people
with your
fought
thumbs
against the
and make a
Romans
fist if you
drunk.
can't. Do you hear something that sounds like distant thunder?
Wait a second. What? The Japanese and the Romans hold on. What? Japanese versus Romans.
Comparing the Roman army to feudal Japanese forces pits two very different military cultures against each other. Military experts often discuss how Roman discipline would fare against the speed and archery of samurai and other Japanese foot soldiers.
So, wait a second. When did that happen, Suki? Teutoburg Forest. Germans handed the Romans their arses. Oops, I broke that. Broke that. Okay, where was I?
That is the sound of your muscles working. Hi, I'm Kate, and this is Minute Earth. When you make a fist, the muscle fibers in your forearm shorten and expand, and in the process, they vibrate a bit. This vibration creates that rumbly sound. Every muscle in your body makes this sound every time it contracts. The sound is actually pretty loud, about as loud as a normal conversation. It's just really low frequency. Low frequency noises don't travel through the air that well, but they do travel through solids, like bones, by conduction. So you'll only hear those noises when you plug your ears with your thumbs.
Right, yeah, the Chinese had gunpowder, but the Chinese and the Japanese, that's a good question. I've got a big gap in my knowledge, right before and around, like, 2000 BC. I'll fill it in later.
Squeeze one of the very tiny muscles right inside your ears, which only some people seem to be able to do. But the rumbling of your muscles is just one of the many weird sounds happening inside you. That's because anything that moves produces vibrations, and we experience vibrations as sound. And your body is full of moving parts, like fluid, from your blood to the stuff that surrounds your brain and spinal cord to the liquid that constantly bathes your joints. All that fluid is constantly moving around, gurgling and whooshing and sloshing all the while. The contents of your cells are also constantly in motion, creating tiny vibrations as they go about their jobs. So even your cells make noise. All sorts of different noises, in fact, based on how they're built and what they do. According to researchers, some cells sound like high-pitched screaming.
Ouch.
Then there are the tiny hair cells in your ears, which convert sounds into electrical signals bound for the brain. They, too, produce vibrations. In other words, the act of hearing a sound actually makes a sound, which apparently sounds like a faint echo.
The act of hearing a sound makes a sound. Gunpowder is found in... What? Hold on. Let me see. Let's see if we can get all of it. Okay. All right. Now it's no. There was definitely something before. There was something definitely before. There was. No, I guess we'll call it an explosive. There were. What were the names of the noisemakers used? Okay, let me see. You know what I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of I'm thinking of not gunpowder. It's an explosive. It was a natural explosive paste in explosive paste. Let's see, 1600 BC. Okay, let's see if we can find anything. Okay, what was the name of the Chinese? 2100 BC. 2100 BC famous battles.
Around 100 BC, the most notable battle.
Uthanga's the Grecians. Okay, the Uthanga's of the Grecian dynasty. Rising to power, balance of powers, battle city-states like Laos found the third dynasty of Ur. Akkadian Empire, Egypt. Before Klondike Riverfield. Damn it. My Iron Maiden gives you good vibrations, not just the Beach Boys. I'm picking up good vibrations. Fighting a Spartan is a lot more honorable than fighting a Roman. I'd probably agree. Benjamin Netanyahu. My ancestors used to call them fartins. Was it nitroglycerin? Your CIA bot. What up, Sir Original Bumquist? Biologist, highest your click by Chinese said gunpowder for a very long time. Don't expect it to be fireworks. Yes, there was something that was used with there before gunpowder. There was a story of wait. Well, maybe I could look up the story. It was Oh, you know what? It's probably all freaking assumption based from carvings and whatnot. Be careful with that. Yeah. The Romans had arrows and siege machines and heard sulfur and pitch. Yeah, Greek fire. That's what I'm thinking of. Naphtha, right? They had a paste that they used to make fire bombs. That's what I'm thinking of, right? It was naphtha. It was that sticky fire. That's right. With Hugh Lang. That's past Roman, right? All right, where were we at?
Obviously can't hear any of these body sounds, or many others. They're either way too quiet, or they happen deep enough inside us that they dissipate almost completely as they pass through.
What'd she say?
Too quiet, or they happen deep enough inside us that they dissipate almost completely as they pass through our flesh, bones, and skin. Or, like those muscle rumbles, they're too low frequency for us to pick up. It's only the sounds that are loud enough and fall in the right range of frequencies that we can actually hear. Like your heartbeat, one of the most familiar sounds your body makes. But to me, heart sounds are weird because of what causes them. I always thought the rhythmic lub-dub was the sound of various heart valves slamming shut, or the heart muscle itself contracting and expanding.
Don't do that.
But it turns out that's probably not the case.
What's your opinion on the 152?
Right as the valve shuts, blood rushing through your body bangs into the suddenly closed door.
Self-propelled howitzer.
It's this collision that likely causes...
I can't say I have a huge, a well-thought-out opinion on a 152 millimeter cannon. Do I think it's a 152? Well, why don't we look at it? Yeah, we'll finish this real
the
quick.
lub and the subsequent dub of your heart, setting the rhythm for the weird and perpetual symphony inside us.
Good. All right, there we go. All right. Bam. All right, yeah, now I'm definitely on an FBI watch list. All right, let's say advanced modernized variant of the 152.4 MSTA self-propelled howitzer introduced service 2013, upgraded fully automatic rocket system. I could take it out with a freaking Molotov cocktail. Yeah, I used to watch Highlander. There could be only one. I recently learned that how it unfolds. Actually, it's wrapped. It's wrapped around itself. Yes, you can basically, if you tear it, it unspins. It's like a screw. So if you had a flat piece of steak, you would kind of twist it up to like make origami.
Line 2, you're on the air. Go ahead.
I feel like the gun's compensating for some food. The German Panzerhaubitze 2000 is 155 Rheinmetall. However, the reloading time is 1 second faster. This said 10 a minute, I think it said. 10 rounds a minute. That's pretty freaking fast anyway. It's probably going to heat up. I watched both, the series and the movie. Yeah. Yes, and so the way the way that the muscle flexes, it's not like the way we're taught this stuff in like high school and stuff, like we're taught that it beats left to right, like it's like it doesn't do that at all. That's expensive paperweight, juicy target for a drone. They use an auto loader. Yeah, it says here, yeah. All right, what are we looking up here? The Panzer. Your heart's a backwood. You smoking them backwoods? Connor, come on! Yeah, these look a lot alike. They look a lot alike. They look a lot alike. Yeah, they have a lot. They have a lot of it's a big freaking boy. My emotional support, Panzerschreck. We all need an emotional support, Panzerschreck. Inside your heart. Yeah, well, you know, it depends where your heart is, Talik. That Panzer's a bullpup. Uh-oh, everybody's talking about. It's got an X painted on the side of it, like X marks the spot. Right there. It's hard to see. It's right here. Right. Oh, damn it. Right here. X. He did well. Sure. Sure. Shoes are for babies. All right, that's fine. Let's see. Let's see. I gotta move this down a little. All right, there we go. All right, let's figure it out. Ha! Better than you. All right, there's gotta be something interesting here we can watch for the next couple minutes. All right, I was pulling up wildest fake cop yet. Former NBA player ejected from WNBA game after black lesbians lose their mind. Richie, so seriously. Yeah. Well, you know, you had to take the good with the bad, brother. If you were a true fan. The Death Spiral, an actual Death Star. Jeez. 112-degree temperatures coming for California, it looks like. Dies in prison. Let's see. Pack of coys attacking a boa constrictor. I don't want to watch that. I got the hiccups. Adrian's sword. Yeah, maybe he might have a cooler sword. All right. You got me there. That's a cool shirt. Where could a guy get one of those? 110thgrade.com, brother. I think they're on there. Let me see. Oh, you can actually get them. You can actually get them off my YouTube channel. They're not available like on the screen. I thought they were available on the screen. Yeah, you can if you go to my YouTube channel. Yeah, if you go to the YouTube channel, you should just be able to go to store. Yeah, right here, store. Viewers in the United States can't see your store. I wonder how long that's been like that. I wish I had some Ritz crackers on the run. Yeah, I'll have to get this fixed. All right, I got to get that fixed. I don't know how long it's been like that. Somebody bought a shirt the other day, so I mean, it had to have been like at least a week ago. The British FV405 self-propelled gun had a 183mm can of fire high explosive squash head shells. He says the idea was first in 1945 when the Allies had seen the Soviets, so it worked in debris. Squash shells. The British. They're anti-council. Oh, come on. Oh, not that. The British. I don't know. I gotta find out. Probably there's probably something like tax paperwork or something, or something. I get a lot of emails about stuff like that. I just don't pay attention to it because I only get like a sale a week. I wonder if Western armies are upgrading their vehicles to withstand drones. They better. They're probably just making more drones to fight drones. Yeah, look at that freaking guy there. Much fear the YouTube has. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to find out why. They feared a potential war with the Soviet Union to design a tank destroyer, which is supposed to be able to affect a range of 2,000 meters. That's a lot of meters. The Abrams Hedgehog.
Abrams Hedgehog.
There you go. There's the Hedgehog. There's the Hedgehog. However, the time project would have been officially the IS-3 would have been out of service. But we're a neutral country, so like whatever. The FV-101 Scorpion. Dang, I can't spell. There it is right there. The drone clones. Look at that little snub nose, short little ding-a-ling having whacking. You get made fun of. What are those? Flares? What are those? Are those flares right there? Are these flares right here and right here? You're gonna hear it. Yeah, what's up, little guy? What's up, little guy? Smoke grenade launchers. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Man, Durante's got his freaking knowledge. Yeah, that makes sense. Fog of war, baby. Fog of war. Little guy. Why do you have to mention ding-a-ling attack? That's Felix. My apologies. My apologies. Eventually, you can't stay neutral. Happened 2 times before. That's right. That's right. Yeah. It's got the inclusion. It's good. It's allowed. It's allowed on site. All right. Let's the horrific laughing death. More fires.
Tonight, the county sheriff in Reno, Nevada is now saying the uncontained hawk fire was caused by a human.
The flames inching closer and closer to homes and now pushing at least 90,000 people to evacuate. Meteorologist Peter Sherwood has all the developments.
Tonight, terrifying new images out of Reno, Nevada showing a growing wildfire dangerously close to homes in the area. The hawk fire now pushing Nevada's governor to declare a state of emergency in Washoe County.
Punch.
Nearly 14,000 homes are under direct.
Apricots hurt too. We stayed neutral both times. We definitely helped the allies in certain ways. Yep, you called it, Talek.
Evacuation orders tonight, with the county's sheriff asking upwards of 90,000 residents to follow suit. Local fire chiefs, along with the Washoe County Sheriff, posting this message on social media to help residents leave the area quickly and safely.
If you're under a get-set evacuation, that yellow zone, make sure to have your important documents, your medications, your pets, clothing, everything ready to go.
If you're in a go-now zone, the red zone, that means it's time to leave. Take all your belongings, everything you've packed, and leave.
At least 400 firefighters have been working to contain the fire. The sheriff confirming tonight it is, in fact, human caused.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Technically existed in World War II. The British tanks were classified as either male or female. Male tanks had cannons mounted on them. The sponsors, females have variants. Just have machine guns. Get you one, Tyler. Get you one. You could probably get the Democrats to fund you one. And the firepower. Some of the tank's cannons were replaced with machine guns, vice versa, making the tank switch from male to female. That's right. There you go. The male tanks would also mount the female to replenish the troop numbers. They make drones.
The hawk fire already burning well past 10,000 acres with 0% containment.
The hawk fire is a very dynamic incident for us as it's being driven by the winds. The wind-driven fires move very rapidly into our residential areas, creating a lot of challenges for our firefighters to save homes and protect lives.
This new time-lapse video capturing just how quickly the fire grew. Residents tonight just hoping for the best.
I think they're doing a great job. I mean, it's an inaccessible area. They're
They're using a lot of aircraft, and that's what you have to do to fight this fire.
And the gusty winds out of that area moving in out of the west, continuing to push the smoke towards the east and reducing visibility not only for tonight, but we'll see that similar setup.
Do you think I should take my suit off and fly there?
We're seeing some
yeah, dude, do it, brother. Super bad. Yeah, that's right. How do you think tanks are made? Where do you think baby tanks come from? Gives a whole new meaning to the spawn point. The
showers and storms just to the south and east of this area.
They don't make themselves.
You can see with this boundary just towards the east of Reno.
Yeah, so a lot of American military equipment is made with, especially like the Tomahawk. The Tomahawk can be made on car lines quickly convert active car manufacturing sites to make Tomahawk missiles very quickly, and other stuff too, like the more recently stuff in the past like 30 years has been designed to be able to retool existing mass manufacturing sites to help make military equipment. I love rainy temperature. This is why my house will be made of concrete. My next house is definitely. There's tons of racks of pinions that are using machinery. You definitely need some. A lot of hydraulics and a big old beefy diesel.
In this area in Reno, they're not expecting a lot of rainfall for this week. They're actually expecting dry conditions here over the next 7 days.
Well, I actually did not know that. Yep. Oh yeah. I had luckily I've got a lot of military in my family, and my father worked for Hopkins Avery Propulsion Research Laboratory, Applied Physics Lab. So he's did mainly the Navy. He wasn't in the Navy. He worked with the Navy to design stuff. Made real rubies from scratch. All right, fire on board. Philippines woman risks her life to heroically rescue 2 dogs. Dependence. Our lungs have a fatal flaw. Uh-oh. My grandfather was a helicopter weaponsmith in the Vietnam War. Right? She's threats from the crop still makes a neighbor armor. Beautiful women telling you bad news never fails. Softens the blow. They know what they're doing, brother. They know what they're doing. Farmers hope new steam technology. They lost control. Reality gone wrong. Uh-oh. Ebola from the bats of the Congo. That's not good. World's coolest clothes. Okay, cameras capture British Columbia sea wolf raiding crab traps. Yeah, that's material. Did you hear Trump being asked about the issue in Iran, and his answer was to tell the Fox presenter that she was beautiful and he wanted to take her to dinner? I haven't seen that. Is it still so that America's in war factories have parts ready to switch production? Yes, it's still so. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yes. And listen, a lot of the factories in America that are no longer producing things are still maintained to a point, like people still lube them and run the motors and whatnot and stuff like that, or ones that are required for national security. Like companies that have went out of business and stuff like that and shut down plants. A lot of the plants stay in a very minor operating state so they could be brought up when needed to. Our big problem is we used to be the world's largest producer of steel, iron, and we're not anymore, which is unbelievable. And I think that's going to come back up too. Once we have more people, more countries investing in America and needing more structure and stuff, we're going to fire up our old steel plants too. I can feel it. Raytheon was originally a cookware company, credited with the invention of the microwave. These 100% defense to the 1990s. Yep, Raytheon, buddy. I remember. I remember that story. Okay, 2 months ago. And nobody cares. Here, how Jaguars delusions killed a $12.3 billion icon. Liver injuries up 400% over 25 years for Tylenol. Yeah, so would Baltimore. Yeah, right. Maryland and Pennsylvania, absolutely. It would revitalize the hell out of both of those states, putting 30, 40,000 people back to work, flipping a switch, basically. Absolutely. And then like now, especially now that it looks like America's going to be one of the kingpins for world oil, we might as well make as much stuff as possible. So while there's ships on their way here for oil and whatnot, you can also get other things. Yeah, I understand it, but I'm talking about working with companies, getting credit with companies and whatnot. I think the old Albert Pike script. The Jaguar is a cool plane. They're talking about the car though. I made a beat and murdered it. Casey Anthony. Jeez, dude. Uh-oh, the first drug to regenerate human teeth goes into human clinical trials. Teen says phone exploded and started a house fire. Magic mushroom therapy.
OHSU is presenting what it says could be groundbreaking research in psychedelics after a first-of-its-kind study looked into the potential long-term benefits of psilocybin mushrooms.
Fox 12's Julia Lopez
long-term benefits.
Scientists at OHSU are trying to change the way we think about psychedelic research with a new study detailed today.
Oregon has always been a pioneer state. Once again, we were ahead of the curve.
3 years after Oregon became the first state to legalize magic mushroom services, researchers with the Oregon Psychedelic Evaluation Nexus are publishing a first-of-its-kind study.
Traditionally, a lot of these drugs have been used for recreational purposes, but they are showing significant promise in treating some of the toughest mental health issues.
OHSU President Dr. Sharif.
They could have started with this 50 years ago.
Just before we continue, a quick word from our sponsor. You know what's getting a bit...
OHSU is presenting what it says could be groundbreaking research in psychedelics after a first-of-its-kind study looked into the potential long-term benefits
about psychedelic research with the new 3 years after Psychedelic Evaluation Nexus are publishing a first-of-its-kind study.
Traditionally, a lot of these drugs have been used for recreational purposes, but they are showing significant promise in treating some of the toughest mental health issues.
OHSU President Dr. Sharif El-Nahal says he was driven to study psilocybin after working with the VA and meeting veterans who testified to benefits firsthand.
For many folks, especially veterans, their trauma is an extremely difficult thing to even think about, let alone discuss with a therapist.
Dr. Todd Carthuyas says they surveyed any participants who volunteered from the state's licensed mushroom clinics and for the first time ever tracked their progress for 3 months after their experience.
Psilocybin creates...
Listen, so what I'm guessing now, when they start, now that they're doing clinical studies and actual... There's some company that's making a shitload of money growing mushrooms in a way that's edible to humans, not using cow poop. Guaranteed. There's some freaking nondescript building somewhere near this town that's got a bunch of grow lights and grow rooms and whatnot that's just pumping out mushrooms. Who's to say what's impossible? You don't know how it's even a discussion?
A brain state and an emotional state in a short period of time that allows for a deep dive into experiences that someone has had over the course of their lifetime.
With counseling before and after, 70%
there
of
you go. You can
participants
see what they're
reported a
going on there.
decrease
They're
in
going on
depression,
just like growing
anxiety,
medium.
and PTSD.
Anyone can eat a little
Only
of that stuff,
1%,
we'll have for a
4
couple hours,
people,
yeah.
reported an adverse
got
reaction.
lots of grow
Researchers
lights.
say this isn't a new discovery.
Indigenous communities have used substances, either psychedelics themselves or like psychedelics, for centuries.
But it's an area the federal government hasn't supported until recently. Corthuyas was just awarded a $3.3 million grant from the NIH to extend this research and introduce a control group not taking mushrooms. He says gathering more positive data.
Ultimately, they will, Scribbles. That's so the pharmaceutical industry, which is outside of the university research industry, will ultimately take what these people find, and then they'll say, well, what's the main compound? And here's will be the problem. Here's how they'll screw it up. What they'll do is they'll find compounds in your body that they can get things that are close to psilocybin, but when ingested will turn into psilocybin. So then they'll be able to patent that drug and charge you $1 billion for it. I want to do it first person says, I'll try this. Probably somebody that got hold of the wrong mushroom. Certain native tribes go psychedelics legal because they have federal exemptions. Yeah, same thing with weed. Yeah, absolutely. So here's the important thing. The important thing is if the things like this are important to you, make sure that you vote in such a way to keep these types of research happening, and make sure it's very important to not allow the government to control healthcare. I understand a lot of people need free healthcare and healthcare. The problem is figure out a way of funding without letting the government have control, because then ultimately you'll have pharmaceutical and medical industries that want to get the money straight from the government. So sick people means more free money from the government for these companies, and that's got to stop. These things have to be put into the supplementation category and be allowed to be used through supplementation, but prescription supplementation. And the problem is the medical system that's been set up has been set up through people that used to drill oil, found out they can make pills from oil. So they developed a system that said, this is how the human body works, how we found it. And under our system, these are the symptoms and these are the pills that we can make from oil that we'll give for these symptoms. And this is the licensure that you get to work under this system. If you do anything outside of this, we'll take your license away. And because the government does deals with this system, you have to take the pills that they say you can take. Like, for instance, Valium. Valium is synthesized from a chemical that's in this right here, valerian root. Why not just give people valerian root? No. It's because they want profitability, and letting them get a hold of that is going to ruin everything. It's going to ruin everything. It can help a lot of people, but sick people that constantly need refills is what they want. I need to start finding stocks in this. Yeah, brother. I'm down with you, Rip. As people call themselves to get harvested 4 times before its growth self-depleted. New trend, people injecting fat from Yes, dude. Yes, yeah. They're not injecting it into their main line. They're injecting it into their lips and stuff. But yes, it's called not corpse. What's the term I'm looking for? Cadaver filler. Yeah. I only grow twice. It's completely worth it. Not having to sit. Not having to eat dry shrooms. Yeah. I remember back in the day making peanut butter, crunchy peanut. I don't like crunchy peanut butter, but in these cases, I got to use crunchy peanut butter and twice as much strawberry jelly that you would normally use, and then put the shrooms on there. Put it together, sit it in the fridge. Let the moisture from the jelly rehydrate the shrooms, and then the strong peanut butter and the crunchy parts of the peanut butter make it so you can't feel you don't know whether you're eating a mushroom or not. So that's the texture thing for you. There's a magical thing called virtualized abuse of might as well let the government criminalize it hard. Yeah. Listen. Back in the early 1900s, 1800s, 1900, early 1900s, 1908, I think it stopped. The government used to go around to every farmer. Like the reason we had fairs and whatnot was because people would come bring their best crops. So this is the best tomato we grew. This is the best mushroom that we grew. This is the best pumpkin that I grew. And the government would take the best seeds from all the winners of these fairs and then make these seeds available to American farmers. Well, 1908, a company comes in and says, hey, we're going to freaking make it so. And then we let go of nature and allow the government to make a company sell it back to us. So now farmers rent seeds, and a lot of these seeds they're not allowed to replant. So if you grow corn, you can't take the kernels from the corn and replant your own seeds. Replant that to grow another stalk of corn. You have to rebuy the seeds every time. So we've got to stop making those mistakes. What up, Bathy? What up, Robert? Richard? To be in this chat, learn from you a sweet, tender evening with our patient and thoughtful love. Thank you, my brother, Robert. Thank you, brother. There's a lot of plants out there I forgot to know about. Yes, right. Listen, a lot. There's stuff called wild lettuce that grows like everywhere. That acts like it's got a sap like opium, and it works the same way. It's a natural painkiller. Why not? So people have been making tea with it for decades, for centuries, decades. What am I thinking? Centuries. And it has the same type of thing, and it doesn't have the big issues. It's closer to a kratom type thing. Romans had one. It was a stalk plant, set up commercial, everything. Listen, and making those things, demonizing vitamins and minerals. Like when you hear about a healthy diet now, you don't hear about vitamins and minerals. You hear about fats and cholesterol and your proteins and your macros. Most people are deficient in at least one vitamin and mineral. Most, 94%. Most people are deficient in potassium. You hear your doctor saying, oh, you got to lower your sodium. No, not always. As often as they have to raise your potassium so that you have the correct ratio of potassium and sodium. So it's a lot of bullshit. But they want symptoms. They don't want cures. They want symptom relief, not cures to those. I think they're using fish semen on their skin. Yeah, so I feel like for people rarely hear people with the opinion with the healthcare, what you said. With us, more mainstream lobbyists control the narrative. I agree. And I don't like that. I don't like that. Most common is onion says totally food. But cheers to friendship. Thank you, Robert, brother. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, Robert. We were born during the late 1900s. Yeah, I meant late 1800s, early 1900s. Sorry. Didn't tell you stuff. Aura farming. Sorry, Space Cow. Keep doing it. We need to explore biology. Fight hero. Shrooms are good for your soul. I agree. My friend. Absolutely. And introspection is what most people are missing. Introspection, looking into your own mind and thinking about past things and working your way through them. This is why things like shrooms work well, and like ibogaine and things like that work on PTSD, because you can take the time going through it. If something traumatic from your past triggers an emotional response, the number one thing that people say keeps them clean off of drugs is suffering. They've suffered long enough. Okay? Well, often by taking things like this, you can get that suffering over quicker. You can go through it and see the error of your ways and feel it more emotional, feel it deeper, and understand and think about the future while you're in that. And you can go through that suffering. Man, I'm fucking people up, I'm screwing people over, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And it's definitely worth it, especially we definitely got super freaking out of control mental health issues in America today. We need to find the Library of the Golden Dawn. The Library of Gold.
Could lead to an acceptance of psychedelics in the national medical community that could heal trauma and reduce lifelong dependencies on other drugs like antidepressants.
Having a little humility and understanding that, and learning from indigenous communities, and ultimately graduating from a policy mindset that clearly hasn't worked.
Right.
I think is finally leading to a realization that we need to fund this research.
Julia Lopez, Fox 12 Oregon.
If I did shrooms, I may discover teleportation. We are not free if some of us are not free. I disagree. What do you mean? What do you mean? listen, the people that's not true at all. The people that want to oppress you, are they free when they're oppressing you? Condemning genocide is a basic matter of humanity. Why speak against the killing of innocent people? Something you want to do? Something you want me to stop doing? Killing innocent people? I'm confused. Isn't microdose legal? Maybe in some states, possibly. I know a lot of people that do it, but I don't know if it'd be considered legal. Please become a voice to condemn genocide. Listen, I want to condemn genocide everywhere. Absolutely. But the problem is politically nowadays, condemning. People don't want to condemn genocide. They want to condemn genocide on the people that they want to win. And the problem is evil. The problem is people willing to hurt other people to get what they want. And that leads to genocide. The problem is you don't have enough people get through. And especially if they're using history. If they're using history as a reason to hate, then there's an ultimate price to pay for that. Can we watch some more, something more eye-catch? Sure. That hypothetical, if Hamas did it that way, why Israeli government was I don't understand what you're saying. The pizza toppings combinations, best TJ. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and call it a night here. It's 11:11. I was going to go to 11 o'clock, but you guys got me talking about the freaking wackadoo. Chicken and pineapple? Oh, yeah, I'm definitely freaking hallucinating, dude. No way. Canadian bacon and pineapple, brother. Ham and pineapple. All right, everybody. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all coming through. Have a good night, everybody. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.